All right, let's talk about something you see every single time you log into an online game, the server list. It's that first step before any adventure begins. But have you ever actually wondered what's going on behind that screen? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and uncover the surprisingly simple secret that powers this gateway to countless digital worlds.
I mean, you've seen this screen 1,000 times, right? A list of realms, or worlds, or servers, each with its own name, a type, a population status. You pick one, you click, and you're in. But just stop for a second and think. How does your game even get that list? Where does that info come from? Is it some kind of complex magic? Well, not exactly.
So to get to the bottom of this, let's start from a place we all know, the player's point of view. Before we peek under the hood, we gotta appreciate the job this screen is doing for us.
Think about it. This screen is your front door. It's how you find your friends. It's how you decide if you want to jump into a super busy world or find a quiet spot. Are you in the mood for some intense player versus player action or some chill role-playing? This screen tells you everything you need to know. It feels so alive and dynamic, but where it all comes from is usually a total mystery.
Okay, so to find the source of that list, we have to start at the front door. We've got to meet the gatekeeper, the piece of software that's basically running the entire show when you first log in.
And its name is Realmd. Now, digging into the Mango source code gives us the clue. This is the authentication server. You can pretty much think of it as a digital bouncer. Its number one job? Checking your ID. When you type in your username and password, Realmd is the program that looks you up and decides if you're on the list.
The whole process is basically a quick secret handshake. First, you send over your login info. Second, Realmd double-checks its records and gives you the thumbs up. And then, and this is the key to our whole mystery, once you're in, Realmd sends back that full list of all the game servers you can join. But where does it get that list from?
And this, right here, brings us to the core secret, the single source of truth for all that information. You might be expecting some super complicated, always-on web service, but the reality is way, way simpler.
That's it. That's the secret. That whole dynamic, changing list of incredible game worlds is powered by a single, humble database table.
Yep, inside the game's database, there's a table called Realmlist. You can think of it as the master phone book for the entire game. The Realmd server doesn't do anything fancy, it just reads this table and sends the content straight over to your game client. That's what you see on your screen.
Okay, so if this one table holds all the secrets, what's actually inside it? Let's pop the hood and break down the blueprint of a realm. Let's see how each little piece of data turns into what we see on the screen.
First up, how does your game even know where to connect? The table has two crucial fields for this, address and local address. The address is the public IP, the one that anyone out on the internet can use to find the server, and the local address, that's for people on the same local network. Perfect for developers doing tests or maybe even a LAN party. Super simple, but absolutely essential.
Then you've got the other core details. Every single realm needs a unique ID, just to keep them all straight. It's got a name, that's the one we actually see in the list. The port is like a specific apartment number at the server's address, making sure game traffic goes to the right place. And check this out, allowed security level is a really clever feature for developers. They can just change this number to make a server only accessible to Game Master accounts. Boom, instant private test realm.
And what about those little icons? You know, the skull for PvP or the letters for RP? That's just the icon field. It's literally just a number. A 1 tells your game client, hey, this is a PvP server, show the right icon. A 6 means it's a role-playing server. Your game just sees the number and knows exactly what to display. It's so efficient.
And it's the exact same idea for the region or time zone. The time zone field in the database is just another number. The table might store a 3, and your game client knows that 3 means it should display Oceanic. This is how they can give you those nice, neat tabs to sort servers by region.
Okay, but hold on a minute. What about the population? That feels like it's changing every single second. Surely that can't just be a simple entry in a table, can it?
You are not going to believe this, but yes, it is. The Game World server itself periodically reports its player count back to the database, which then updates a field called population. This number is basically a float that represents the ratio of current players to the server's maximum capacity. So a value around 0.5 shows up as low, 1.0 is medium, and 2.0 is high. So even this live dynamic data is elegantly boiled down into a single simple number.
So let's put it all together now. We've seen all the raw data sitting in the table. Let's make that final, satisfying connection to the polished, clean interface we see in the game.
And there it is. The name field in the database becomes the realm's name on your screen. The icon number becomes the realm type, PvP, RP, whatever. The population float becomes that low, medium, or high status. The time zone number becomes the region. It is a direct one-to-one translation from the simple table to a clean user interface. It's not magic, it's just really, really smart design.
So the real takeaway here is that what looks like a complex, live interface is actually powered by an incredibly simple and elegant solution. And that's what's so brilliant about it. It's easy for developers to manage, it scales up to hundreds or even thousands of servers without a problem, and it's so straightforward. It's the perfect example of how clean, organized data is the true foundation for the massive, immersive worlds we love to get lost in.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? If the server list is just a database table, what else could be? The items in your character's inventory, the stats on your gear, the list of quests in your log? My bet is that this simple design pattern is hidden all throughout your favorite games. So what do you think is powered by a simple table? Pretty wild to think about. Thanks for diving into this with me.